Good luck. Thank you. And first, it's the most important, thanks for the invitation. We are really happy to be here among you to talk about NFT because with my friend Benjamin, I think we are real believer about the potential of NFT, the future of the NFT. And if in this place some people have doubt about this future, I would say just let the time doing his works, and you will discover in a few months, few years, I think, a more mature market. So, as I already mentioned, I'm David, the founder of Logion blockchain network, also particularly involved in the Polkadot ecosystem as a head ambassador for the Francophonie community. I'm also involved in the blockchain ecosystem more generally through some projects around smart contract, metaverse, and blockchain for sure. And blockchain entrepreneur for more than 5 years now. And now it's up to you, Benjamin.
Hi, I'm Benjamin. Thanks everyone again. I'm sorry, I'm a little sick, so excuse me if my voice doesn't fit very well. Benjamin, so I'm working as a DevOps. For those who don't know what is a DevOps, it's basically managing infrastructure for Astar network and Logion network with David, which are projects inside the Polkadot ecosystem. I'm also co-founder of the Dot Validator Alliance, which is a group of independent validators. Validators are the equivalent of miners for proof-of-stake blockchain. And this one is a group of independent validators to promote decentralization across the ecosystem. Yeah, I'm also involved in the French Polkadot community that David leads with a great hand. And I also do technical education about especially managing nodes, infrastructure, and bringing some technical content to non-technical users. Okay, so our vision, I wanted to talk about it because today there are many opinions about what is the NFT market and how it should be organized around the space, around the ecosystem and users. The question today is how to bring NFT to mass user, to many users who don't know about the technology. These tools, they are not yet understood by most of the people, especially non-technical people. So us at Logion, we don't have a magic recipe to bring this to everyone, but we have a few ideas that we think can bring it to many people, sorry. To attract users, we think we need to provide some value. And especially providing some value means linking the NFT, which is inside the blockchain, to some real life assets. And also one of the most fear, I can say, people have is the security. So we want also to bring security of the environment and the transaction that people can do with a non-custodial wallet, sorry. Yeah, I guess we'd better go for some explanation. So what are NFT, first and for all, because I'm sure everybody heard about it here. I'm sorry for the ones who know it very well. I will try to give an overview of it so that everybody can get it. So NFT are not only JPEG collection or some drunk bears who go around the space and sell, collection by thousands, and you just have access to a JPEG. So I wanted to talk to you about a few real life examples where you can have an application of the NFTs. The first market we can see is the real estate tokenization. The real estate tokenization, it became something real in the last year. We saw many different projects around and bringing things very experimental around, but working also. I mean, you have actually three types of let's say real estate that can have an application in the blockchain. The very first one is the easiest to estimate, easiest to understand is the digital real estate. You know, everybody heard about the metaverse now. In a metaverse, you will have, you can buy a house. Your house will be an NFT, and basically you will own this NFT. It's pretty easy to bring this and to own this NFT, to prove that you own this NFT, actually. The second one will be linked to a real life, if you don't consider metaverse as real life. I won't get into this kind of opinions. But yeah, the entire asset would be to have a real estate, a physical house, let's say, or it can be a flat or a building or anything. And that will be represented as a non-fungible token. So it is still very experimental, and there are many things around that make it not yet very possible, and especially, the link with the real world, the link with the legal process. I mean, NFT, who in a court of justice can say your NFT has a legal value? Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the time. Yeah. So, and the last one, and I will be fast about it, because it's not about NFT, but the fractional ownership. It means dividing a real-life asset, for example, a house, or especially a building that will be used for rental, and you divide it into fungible tokens. So it's the basic application that you can know of fungible tokens. Everyone owns it, and it can be considered as a share of this real estate. But yeah, with these two solutions, the real estate is a real asset, but the tokens can be legally considered as a part of this property. So another example, yeah, will be the artwork tokenization. A piece of art can be tokenized, and basically any piece of art, so we were talking about the monkeys, the bears that you see on chain, but this can be a real life piece of art. So this collection, so let's talk about, yeah, the on-chain one, the collection of NFT you can see. So they represent the same basis picture. You will have your bear with no traits, and you will add traits to it. Like he has a bird, he has different eyes, he has color on its hair, and this will be a whole collection. But you can also tokenize, of course, a real piece of art. So it was made with the famous Picasso that is here, and it was sold actually as, how to say, they call it art as a security token, because it was divided also into pieces of tokens that everyone could buy a part of this piece of art. Yeah. So yeah, owning an NFT, in theory, it means that you own the right attached to the piece of art. But there is no actually any law or court of justice that will recognize the NFT itself as being a property. Yeah, so quickly, how do we create an NFT? On the blockchain, it's represented by a smart contract. Okay, a smart contract is just a piece of code that defines the property of the NFT. So who owns it? Is it transferable? Is it how many pieces of this NFT there are? It's something that is stored on the blockchain, and that's why people trust in it. And inside this smart contract actually are metadata. So metadata is what you can see with any other type of file, which represent the traits that we talk about, like a big mouth, a purple hair, he has a hat, or something like that. And inside this metadata actually is attached a link to the picture you are looking at. So when you look at an NFT on the marketplace, you are looking basically at a link that is the image, but the image itself is not stored inside the smart contract because it's too heavy for a smart contract to store it. So yeah, I went a little bit in advance on this slide, But yeah, a smart contract, so the blockchain can't store pictures, the picture that you see in NFT. And by nature, a blockchain can't communicate with other blockchains or even more with internet. A blockchain only knows itself. You know? So limiting a NFT to a single blockchain actually creates limitation. For example, if someone has purchased this monkey on Ethereum, but wants to use this monkey in the very new metaverse that has been issued in the Polkadot ecosystem. So in this, interoperability between blockchain will become something very important to make usability of NFTs. So to secure the ownership of the NFT, it must be transferred to an owner address. The address is managed by a wallet. We had the Argent team who were presenting a little before their wallet. So it's a non-custodial wallet. This means the user has control over it. And a user who controls is very different than a company. If you have an exchange, if you have, I don't know, Binance or Kraken, you have crypto on Kraken. It's not your crypto, basically, that's what they explain it, because it's not your key. If the company fails, your money fails, and your NFT fails. So that's the risk on it. We believe in ownership. We believe that people can manage by themselves everything of it, but of course it has to be, we have, to solve some challenges, especially for, non-technical users. Because there is a risk of losing keys, there is a risk of getting hacked. I think that's all for me.
So you have I can take the common things. Yeah, you have the first element, what we think they are important to favorize the mass adoption about NFT, connect them to valuable assets, but also favorizing the interoperability, so the faculty to transport a token from one blockchain environment to another one, but also to be really cautious about the fact that users need to have the control. I suppose it's the good one, but we would go one step further. I have to push on the red button, maybe? Yeah? No? It doesn't work, to be honest. No? Where? No? Oh, yeah, I have to push more. Sorry. Yeah. So we want to go a step further to make NFT user buyer more comfortable about the matter. And it's a topic we are working on in the Logion network, sometimes with partner. I will explain what Logion is in the next slide. But the idea behind Logion, because I just have 5 minutes, is to build like an economic and legal framework that will be connected to the NFT. And we will perform a lot of verification to do that with the idea to provide to the user more guarantees about what they will buy through this NFT. We have a first operational milestone at the moment. I will explain just after. But we also have the idea to develop more services around this certification, because we are absolutely convinced that it will be important to provide a lot of information to the user, to the buyer, about the NFT context, I would say. And we plan to also give more information about the environment development of the NFT, but also I will explain it if I have a little bit time to do, and also the value of the NFT, but it's too early to consider this kind of matter, because it's a young NFT market is a young market, and it's really, really difficult to talk about the valuation of NFT at the state of this market. So what's Logion? You have a good definition on the screen, but I could explain it differently, and it's maybe more simply here in Belgium, because I think you know what is a legal officer. By legal officer, in Belgium, we mean a bailiff, a notary, so a person that holds a part of the public authority. And that is also bounded with a strict legal framework. And this kind of person, notaries, for example, receive from the authority a lot of competencies, strong competencies that can be useful for the development of the Web3, because they can provide some secure certification escrow service in relation with transaction based on digital asset. And that's what we are doing with Logion. We have catch a lot of the most useful competencies of this officer. We have digitalized it and decentralized it, because it's really important to put it at the service of the Web3, the blockchain development, essentially to secure the transaction based on digital asset. And about NFT, about NFT, we are doing something really concrete through a certification process. What Logion provides to secure the NFT through the first milestone already available for the market. Our purpose is to verify the ID of the artist, of the first seller, verify after that the existence of the artwork or the asset to sell before securing it in a decentralized storage network. And we also make available some contract templates to give the possibility to the artist or the first seller to transfer correctly the rights from the artwork or the asset to the NFT. It's really important, and everything is automatic within the or blockchain network. And to do that, Logion will collect a lot of information, data, that will remain hidden, because, you know, we collect a lot of private, sensible data to push this certificate to push this certificate public. And yes, so we the data will remain hidden, but every transaction, every verification will be recorded on the blockchain and will generate transaction hash that will definitely lead to the creation of a certificate. And it will be at each time of the life of the NFT for the people to catch, to watch for this certificate, to have an overview about the economic and legal framework attached to the NFT. It's like a summary to pass. Yeah, I try to do it really quickly. And so for us, after that, after having collected all this data and built the certificate, the next challenge for us is to create the link between the NFT and the certificate, because it's really important to have this link available for all the life of the digital asset. And we will have two ways to do that. We can push this link to the certificate provided by Logion blockchain network in the metadata attached to the NFT, but we can also do that through the smart contract process as something like R coding, so pushing definitely the link in the token. And by doing that, we will ensure the connection between the certificate and the NFT for the rest of his life. For the user and the buyer, the most important is that they will be sure of what they will buy and they will receive by getting the NFT about the legal and the economic framework. So they are more comfortable about the usage and the value of the NFT. And to conclude quickly, but you can read also a conclusion on the screen. I think, and I'm sure you could be okay with that, it will be definitely difficult to catch more people in our environment, NFT world, if they have to face with too many uncertainties. Because when people are in doubt about new technology, about new kind of tools, when they are not able to understand what we are building, what we are doing, it's definitely difficult to jump into. And our mission is to bring a solution to make them comfortable to join us and to become a real user and player in the future NFT ecosystem. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And